We'll get into the history. We haven't always had an income tax, and actually sort of the outlier right now.
Yeah.
So practically, you think we can get rid of it? For a period of time, I thought, no, politically, you're not going to necessarily be doing that. And here's something I really want to point out. This conversation has been going on for a long time. This proposal, talking about this publicly, is the kind of proposal that could only happen in a Trump second term. A guy who does not care as to what people think of him, who does not care, that most people would say, hey, this is political suicide. Let me tell you why. 40% of U.S. households, they don't pay any federal income tax. So for anyone to go out and say, hey, maybe we should do with federal income, we should do away with federal income tax, they're not going to gain votes. They really only stand to lose quite a few votes, to be clear. At least 40%, almost guaranteed. That means that he thinks it's the right thing to do.
Return to the system that made us richer and more powerful than ever before. You know, the United States in 1870 to 1913, all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States, relatively speaking. Beneficiary, because when McKinley was killed, he took over this vast sum of money, and he did all of those national parks and all of the other things. And I'm not knocking him, but he was given a vast amount of money. Because when McKinley was killed, he took over this vast sum of money, and he did all of those national parks and all of the other things. And I'm not knocking him, but he was given a vast amount of money. And that was all made through tariffs. We had no income tax. The income tax came in 1913. As I said in my speech last week, instead of taxing our citizens to enrich foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. Does that make sense, huh?